Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been following the Browns through this preseason, you know it's been a story filled with uncertainty, a lot of questions swirling around that quarterback position. And let's be honest, that's no surprise, given the long history of the franchise searching for stability at that crucial spot. But this year's camp has been particularly intriguing because the spotlight is shining brighter than ever, and the stakes are higher. The Browns, like always, are trying to find that perfect mix, that guy who can lead this team deep into the playoffs, and dare we say, bring that elusive Super Bowl trophy back to Cleveland. But the path to that ultimate goal is never straightforward, especially when it comes to the most important position on the field. So, what's the latest? Well, most NFL insiders are pretty clear about one thing. By the time the Browns finalize their 53-man roster at the end of August, it's highly likely that either Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett will be on their way out of Cleveland. And of these two, the more probable departure is Kenny Pickett. That's a big statement, considering Pickett is a young quarterback with some promising flashes in college and a somewhat promising start in Pittsburgh. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes talent and potential aren't enough to keep a player, especially when the front office is eyeing the future and looking for that franchise QB. If Pickett does leave, it would mean that Joe Flacco, the veteran with decades of experience and a reputation for being a steady, if not spectacular, presence, will likely be Cleveland's starting quarterback as the season kicks off. And let's face it, having Flacco as your QB1 in 2025 is exactly the long-term answer. But it's a bridge, a placeholder while the Browns continue their search for the franchise guy. That bridge might lead to one of two promising rookies, Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel, both of whom are fighting tooth and nail for that starting spot. The battle behind Flacco is heating up, and it's not just about who looks good in practice. It's about who can bring that spark, that leadership, that confidence to the team. Now, looking ahead to 2026, the Browns are positioning themselves for what could be another high draft pick, possibly in the top 10, thanks to their own draft capital and a trade chip they hold, namely, the first-round pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a significant asset because it gives Cleveland options. They could use that pick to move up if they find a quarterback they really love, or they could hold on to it and draft a top-tier signal caller, like Arch Manning, should he decide to leave college early after his third season at Texas. Manning, for those who follow college football, is considered one of the most talented prospects in recent years, a player with a rare combination of arm strength, football IQ, and leadership. But let's not forget, Cleveland isn't just waiting around for the draft next spring. The team's front office is already thinking about their quarterback strategy in the short term and the long term. They have the pieces, Flacco, Sanders, Gabriel, and potentially others, fighting for a limited number of spots, with the ultimate goal of finding that franchise quarterback who can lead them into a new era of success. The reality is that, by this time next year, the roster could look very different. It's entirely possible that Pickett gets traded or released this summer, Flacco is moved on from after his one-year deal, and Cleveland could part ways with either Sanders or Gabriel, whichever one doesn't win the starting job, either mid-season or early next year. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Between Sanders and Gabriel, who has the most trade value right now? It's a hot topic among fans and analysts alike. Gabriel was a third-round pick, and he's been more involved in the first-team offense during minicamp, getting more snaps and opportunities to impress. Sanders, a fifth-round pick, has generated buzz for his athleticism and potential, and fans are already rallying around him, fiercely defending his spot and pushing back against any ideas of trading him for a talent upgrade before his rookie season even begins. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes the best move isn't about sentiment, it's about strategy. And that's where things get really intriguing. There's talk of potential trades involving some of these young quarterbacks, especially if teams like the Indianapolis Colts decide to move on from their own rookie QB, Anthony Richardson. Richardson, a former number 4 overall pick in 2023, has shown flashes of brilliance with his elite arm strength and mobility, but he's currently sidelined with a shoulder injury. His recovery and the ongoing quarterback competition in Indianapolis are making his future uncertain. Colts head coach Shane Steichen has already indicated that Daniel Jones, the former Giants starter, has taken a significant lead in that QB1 battle, leaving Richardson behind for now. Now, if Richardson's injury causes him to lose his starting spot, and if the Colts decide to trade him, Cleveland could strike a deal. Imagine a straight-up swap of Richardson for Gabriel, or perhaps including a late day 2 or day 3 pick in a package deal. That could bring Cleveland a 23-year-old quarterback with all-world talent, a player capable of challenging Sanders, or even serving as a bridge, until they find that long-term answer. Richardson's combination of arm talent and mobility makes him an intriguing piece for any team looking to shake things up, and Cleveland could very well be that team if the right opportunity presents itself. Of course, that scenario hinges on a lot of variables: injuries, team needs, draft strategies, and more. But the Browns are well positioned to make moves, especially considering their draft capital and the potential to exercise a fifth-year option on Richardson's rookie deal next offseason. That would give Cleveland control over his rights for 4 more years, including 2025, which is a huge advantage if they believe in his ceiling. Similarly, they hold the rights to Sanders and Gabriel for the next few years, including 2025, and even beyond, depending on how they structure their roster. All of this points to a fascinating offseason and an even more exciting season ahead. The Browns aren't just passively waiting for their chance, they're actively positioning themselves for a possible quarterback revolution. Whether it's through trades, draft picks, or internal development, Cleveland's front office is clearly intent on finding that franchise leader. And for you, the fans, this makes the upcoming season one of the most unpredictable and thrilling in recent memory. The team's trajectory could shift dramatically depending on how these quarterback battles unfold, how injuries play out, and what moves the Browns make in the coming months. This is what makes following the Browns so captivating. Every game, every decision, every snap could be a piece of a larger puzzle that leads to glory. And the beauty is, no matter what happens, Cleveland fans are known for their resilience and passion. The city's history is filled with moments of heartbreak, but also incredible triumphs. And this season might just be the chapter that redefines that legacy. The quarterback position remains the focal point, but it's just one aspect of a team eager to prove that they're ready to contend seriously. Whether it's Flacco, Sanders, Gabriel, or a traded-in superstar like Richardson, the Browns are building something special, something that could finally take them back to the promised land. So keep your eyes peeled, Browns fans. The offseason is just heating up, and every move could have a ripple effect that changes the landscape of the AFC North and beyond. The competition is fierce, the stakes are high, and the future is full of possibilities. The Browns are on the brink of something big, and I promise you, the best is yet to come. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's see how this story unfolds. Because in Cleveland, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life, and this season could be the one that cements that for generations to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And finally, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this quarterback chaos? Do you believe Flacco will hold the starting spot all season? Are you confident in Sanders or Gabriel as the future of the franchise? Or do you think the Browns should be aggressive and make a bold trade for Richardson or another top-tier quarterback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. I'll be back soon with more updates, more deep dives, and all the latest news to keep you ahead of the game. Stay loyal, stay loud, and let's keep that Browns pride alive. Because no matter what, Cleveland football is in our blood, and this season might just be the one that finally brings that trophy home.